All right. First off, congratulations to UCF on the victory. Obviously, disappointed that we couldn't finish it there in the fourth quarter. You know, we talked about at halftime that we were going to come out, we're going to stop them on defense, and then get the ball back. We're going to go score. We're going to get it to a one-score game in the fourth quarter, and that's exactly what we did. You know, we got the ball back, I believe 9:01 on the clock, and one-score game, and unfortunately had a fumble there that really changed the momentum. And so, you know, our players are hurt. They put a lot into this. You know, I told them in the locker room, obviously we're all disappointed that we, you know, had some critical mistakes and didn't make enough of the plays we needed to get the victory that we all wanted today. But also told our guys how proud of them I am. You know, to come into this game with the challenging season that we've had. I mean, first of all, just the overall year of 2020, not even talking about football, obviously has been a challenge. And then with our season and the adversity these guys have faced, I felt like I would learn even more about our team today coming into this game. And I did. I'm really proud of their effort. That was one thing that I told them. The number one thing that I wanted to see going into this game was our effort. And if we were willing to finish the right way. And, you know, even though the game was already over, you know, my favorite drive of the game was the last drive. The offense went down there and played like the game was on the line. Scored a touchdown, went for two. And, you know, that's something we're going to build off of. You know, I'm really proud outside of the two turnovers and a couple costly penalties, really proud of the offense. I felt like really for the first time all year, we got to see the glimpse of what we could do offensively. And, you know, really proud of Jordan McLeod, you know, throwing for 404 yards, 4 touchdowns, one rushing, I believe. I really felt like, you know, he definitely played his best game of the year and something we can build off of. And, you know, for the year, obviously disappointed with our record. There's no getting around that. But one thing I will say is, you know, I'm very confident that we made a lot of progress this season. And, you know, like I told our players, when you're building a foundation, which is really what we've been doing since we got back in June, you know, there's a lot of building. A lot of that foundation is when you're pouring concrete, you know, underneath the ground level there. And you don't see things start building on top of that foundation until later in the process. And I really felt like today was the first day that you started to see some things just slowly start building on top of that foundation. So we still got a lot of work to do. You know, these guys will get a little bit of a break in December, and I know they'll be hungry to get back in January. And really, we're going to get, hopefully, we're going to get an opportunity for our first true off season since I've been here in January. And I think that we're in a much better place today than where we were a year ago as a football team. I know that by what I see in our locker room, the accountability, the commitment, the work ethic, all those type of things. I felt like our guys really played with more class at the second half of the year than maybe what I saw early in the year against Tulsa, things I didn't like. I felt like those guys did a good job of cleaning that up. And, you know, so overall disappointed, obviously, with our record. But, you know, I know that we're making a lot of progress. And I also knew coming down here it wasn't going to be we weren't in position for a quick fix. And, you know, I told our leadership here when I took the job, I said, I'm not coming down here to try to have the best season that we can have. You know, I'm coming down to try to build a program that can have sustainable success. Once we get it built, we should have sustainable success year after year after year. And that takes a little bit longer on the foundation, and that's exactly what we're doing. So overall disappointed, obviously, that we didn't get it done, but I couldn't be more proud of our team and the uncommon response that they've had here today with everything they had going into this game. So with that, I'll open it up for any questions.
Chris Torello.
Thank you. Coach, just the way your team was able to play these 4 quarters, I know the coaches wanted to maybe see the best 4 quarters out of the team today. Was that accomplished? And just the offense, you kind of spoke about that, but 646 yards, it's like top 10, I think, for a single game in the program's history. How impressed are you with the way this team came out and just was able to move the ball really the entire day against a pretty good UCF team?
Yeah, I felt like we were really close to playing our best 4 quarters. Obviously, defensively, I was concerned going into the game. We were limited, with those guys in the secondary, having to play every snap, and it's a really talented team on the other side throwing the ball. So I knew that was going to be a challenge. I felt like, we gave up a couple of too many easy touchdowns and didn't make them earn it. But offensively, outside of the two costly fumbles, I definitely feel like I saw the best 4 quarters from our offense. And so, that gives us a lot to build off of going into the offseason. And I think it's just the tip of what this offense can do moving forward.
Will Turner.
Coach, early on in that game and kind of through the first half, you guys were really targeting that freshman corner, number 12, Hodges. I know they were running 2 freshman corners out there tonight with the other guy, Wilson. Just kind of – can you talk about that game plan about trying to exploit their youth, so to speak, and inexperience?
Well, just being honest, that's not any conversations we had. You turn on the TV or turn on the video and watch UCF. They're very talented. They have a lot of depth, a lot of talented players. Yes, they were young at corner, but we were young at wideout. Right? We got OD's a true freshman. We got Weaver out there making plays, redshirt freshman. And really, to be honest, where we are as an offense, it's really been about us, talking about our execution. And, obviously we had some game plan things, and I felt like Charlie Weiss, our OC, called a really good game. I felt like Jordan managed it very well. A lot of those throws that you're talking about were RPOs, where Jordan had a decision whether to take the one-on-one or, hand the ball off based off the look. But, it wasn't really a situation where we were looking for their weakest player or anything like that. We had a lot of respect. That's a very talented defense on the other side. And so I think that makes what our offense was able to do even, that much more special.
John Romano.
Jeff, years from now, how do you think you will describe this season? What will it feel like in your gut?
Yeah, I've told our players that I'm hoping that 3, 4, 5, 10 years from now, we're talking about the 2020 season and all the adversity and the challenge. I've told our team that when you face adversity, that creates change and creates growth. And I know for me as a coach, I needed change and growth. I've been very comfortable in my position at Clemson. I could go out and coach in flip-flops with some of those guys I coached the last 5 or 6 years. So, this was a year for me as a coach, as a head coach, and for our coaching staff to really learn a lot about ourselves and the challenge of staying positive, continuing to show up every single day. And then also for our players. I mean, I know for myself and our staff, we're disappointed because of this one season's record. But these guys, they've been battling for a couple years through adversity. And, I told our guys last night, that I was really proud. The guys that are still in that room, this has been probably the toughest year ever in college football, just dealing with COVID and all these things. And it's also been the easiest year to opt out. And just to say, hey, I'm going to stand on the sidelines. I'm good. I'll leave you guys, and I'm going to go over here to my apartment. And for these guys to continue to show up each and every day, and with all the disappointment that we've had this year, to come out with the effort that they had today, that's uncommon. And I truly believe that we're going to look back on this season and know that even though we didn't get the results we wanted, this is really where that foundation was laid. And I firmly believe that. And, we were challenged each and every day, each and every week. And there have been many teams who would have given up at some point, especially during this type of year. But I have no doubt we're going to look back next year at this year and in years to come and know that this is really when that foundation was laid. And starting next year, we're going to start being able to build on top of that.
Nathan Bond.
Coach, I kind of touched on the subject a little bit earlier. It seemed like the RPO with the slants on the backside was a vital part of the offense today. How did you guys rep that in practice? Was it as crisp during practice as it was in the game this week?
Yeah, we've had some solid practices. Again, we're not making any excuses. I'm just speaking reality here. This week we had 8 defensive players on scout team. We had 1 kicker, and we had 2 GAs. That was the 11 we had out there every single snap. So, I mean, it's just something I've never experienced. I cannot wait until we show back up in January and we've got, 90 or 100 guys and show up in July and we got 120 guys. I'm not going to know what to do. We're going to have guys standing around for the first time. So, our scout team guys, again, they didn't get a chance to play today, but they helped with the success, given all the different looks, because UCF does a good job of trying to disguise some different looks. But ultimately, our guys on offense executed very well, and it was consistent with how we practiced most of the week.
Tom Layberger.
Coach, 2 of those building blocks you were talking about are in the backfield. Brian Petit and Kelly Joyner both went over 100 yards today, and if you could talk about their efforts.
Yeah, I hate it for Kelly, with the 2 fumbles, because, he really played a nice game, and felt like him and Petit both over 100 yards were really a good 1-2 punch for us. I'm really excited about the youth on this football team. You look at a guy like Brian Petit, and he's just different. When he touches the ball, he's different. And he can score any time that he touches it, whether it's on a kickoff. I mean, we had a couple big penalties on special teams also that definitely one that brought a big kickoff return back. And I'm very pleased with both those young men. And I know Darian Felix didn't get a lot of opportunity today with the way the game went, but he's another guy that has been injured most of the year and been out. But he's another guy that I think with a good offseason will be able to add a lot to that room.
Leo Haggerty.
Coach, was the most frustrating part of the game is that you kept climbing up that mountain and you get within a score, but you couldn't get that turnover or stop to get the game even.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, really, the second half, like I said, the second half went exactly like we talked about at halftime. I mean, we said exactly what was going to happen. We're going to hold them on defense. They're going to punt to us. We're going to go down and score. We're going to hold them. We're going to go down and score. We're going to get it to a 1-score game. And then that's when we're going to go finish. And really, we executed that very well until we got to the 9:01 mark in the fourth quarter, got the ball back in good, decent field position, and unfortunately turned the ball over, and that was the difference in the game at that point. So there's no doubt that part was frustrating, and we got a little glimpse. And, the next time we're in that position, hopefully we'll learn from that, hold on the ball a little bit better. I mean, these are some learning experiences that leave scars that hurt at the time, but they're good for you in the future to remember and learn from. And I got no doubt I know who Kelly Joyner is, and there'll be nobody that's going to work harder in the offseason to be able to finish in a little bit better manner next time we get in this position.
Mari Fialo.
Hey, Coach, I was curious. You said that you learned things about the team after today's game. You learned things about yourself. Was there anything specific that you learned about Jordan McLeod and just the game he had today and just how he ran the offense and what he's going to be able to do in the seasons to come?
Yeah, really proud of Jordan. I mean, this is I've been saying it a lot, difficult year. Obviously, a lot of different things make it a difficult year. For the quarterbacks, we've had quarterback by committee. And obviously that wasn't the ideal scenario for us. But Jordan had an opportunity a couple weeks ago, whether he wanted to continue and was banged up a little bit and had a decision to make. And he said, hey, I want to keep playing. And that told me a lot about him right there. And just to see the way that he's responded the last couple of weeks and what he did out there today is something that I know we're going to be able to build off of, and I couldn't be more proud of him.
Will Turner.
Coach, I think I've mentioned this to you before, but this team has just had trouble playing a full 60 minutes, and we've seen it this season a little bit. Do you think this team is getting to that point to where they can play a full 60 minutes?
Yeah, I hope so. You know, and again, I'm going to say this: we're right here at the end of the year. None of us are going to make any excuses. That's one thing I told our team from the very beginning. I said, hey, it's going to be a challenging year. Understand what I didn't try to talk anybody into playing. We were very honest from the very beginning. So this is probably going to be the toughest year you've ever had trying to play football during COVID. All right, and we're going to have guys. All of a sudden, you're going to work all week. You're going to find out on Friday you're out, not because you tested positive, but because your roommate did. And then you're going to have to go sit on your couch for 3 weeks, and then you're going to have to come back and be ready to go. And you know, I think ultimately what happened with our defense is we just ran out of bodies and ran out of steam, like we talked about. You know, we've been playing with, you know, about 17 scholarship guys the last few weeks. I think really where it hurt the most was in the secondary, and just kind of ran out of bodies. And it's not just a game where those guys get tired, but when they're the only guys, they take all the reps in practice. And then also those secondary guys are the guys that are on your punt team, on your punt block team, on your kickoff team, on your kickoff return, playing a lot of special teams. And so, hey, I told the guys, hey, don't worry about the fact that we don't have a lot of subs. You just play every play out there the very best you can. Give the best effort you can, and we'll live with whatever result we get. And so, to be honest, I feel like that group's made a lot of progress for sure. And something we talk about all the time is playing the next play. Whenever something bad happens, play the next play. Right? Don't sit here and worry about the last play. Play the next play. And I felt like I saw our defense really take that mindset to heart. And you know, we're going to get better on defense when we get more bodies back. When we get a little bit fresher. We'll get a true off season, get in the weight room, all these things. But I think that the lessons that those guys learned is only going to make us better. And I'm very confident we'll be much improved because we got just about all those guys back. We got maybe 2 corners I know leaving us, but really, you know, excited about the guys that'll be replacing them next year. And so, you know, guys like Dwayne Boyles, Antonio Greer, right there at linebacker. I mean, those guys played their hearts out every single snap, just lay it on the line. And as a coach, even though you may be disappointed in the end result and in some of the drives and those things, when you see your guys lay it on the line, you know, that's really what you're looking for. And then we got to clean up some of the other stuff later on. But we don't have to coach effort with this group. And I think that's really something that we've turned the page within this program with guys playing hard for 4 quarters. Now we just have to clean up the execution, and I'm very confident we will.
Okay, 2 more questions. Nathan Bond.
It just kind of seems, you know, with the way you're talking, that today was the last game. You're not going to be able to get the other 2 games that were postponed rescheduled. Would that be correct?
As far as I know that our director of athletics, Michael Kelly, has had conversations with both Navy and FAU, and due to some of the things that they have scheduled the next couple of weeks, it was not going to work out. And so we knew going into this game that this would be our last game of the season.
Leo Haggerty.
Coach, there's an old saying in the profession, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. Is that something you're going to remind your team of?
Well, I think what I'm going to remind our team, and I'm not going to have to remind them, to be honest, because those guys lived it, right? I was the one standing on the sidelines. Those are the guys were out there every play. And that was a hurt locker room, right? And it hurt. It only hurts when you truly laid it on the line for 4 quarters. Right, if you went out there and you didn't play real hard and you didn't really invest a lot of time and you mentally weren't in it, then it doesn't hurt as much because you didn't have much invested. But that locker room hurt because they poured their heart out and really wanted to see a great finish to the season. And we were really close. We're 9 minutes away from that. But there's no doubt, you know, you got to go through some of this to get stronger mentally and physically, you know, but – you know, these guys, I've got no doubt. I know what type of team that I'm going to have come back in January. And I know we need to get a little bit of rest. It's been a long year. Need a little bit of mental and physical rest. But I have no doubt whenever we get back in January what team's going to be showing up. And I'm excited about our off season.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Right. Thank you. All right, George.
All right, Dan. All right, Dan, we got Jordan McLeod seated, so go ahead and start with questions.
Chris Corello.
I'm good. Hey, Jordan, just, Coach was talking a lot about the RPO, a lot of those, situations where you had the option to hand off or kind of pull back and throw. It really looked like you were comfortable today. Just kind of take us through the offense today and just everything that was working for you guys.
The big mindset all week throughout practice was just, this is our last game, so, let's just go out there and have fun, not think too much. If there's too many people in the box, just throw it up. They're playing press coverage, and, just let our playmakers make plays.
And just on the effort, Coach was talking about effort. He said that's no longer an issue with this group, and now as they move into the offseason, it's going to just be about cleaning up execution. How do you look at this program 1 year ago from where you were walking off the field in Orlando against UCF?
The way we finished, I love the way we finished today, especially that last drive. O-line trying to, pushing me to go, the receivers pushing me to go, I'm pushing them to go. Just, something that, it was a lot different, like with the locker room. It was a lot different this year.
Will Turner.
Jordan, I know obviously you're a huge team guy, but just can you mention, just kind of talk about your individual performance? You put yourself in the record books a little bit. First time, quarterback's thrown for 400 since Blake against Illinois. First time a quarterback threw for 4 touchdowns since Quentin Flowers did. So to put yourself in the record books a little bit, kind of how was that feeling today for you?
All glory to God for sure. Without him, none of this is possible. My O-line did a great job blocking today, picking up blitzes. Receivers did a great job coming down with the contested catches, making plays after the catch and all that, and running backs as well.
Nathan Bond.
Yeah, Joe, talking about your wide receivers, they were able to make some pretty acrobatic catches. I know Latrell almost had one in the back of the end zone, but Randall St. Felix, came alive today. Xavier Weaver, how did practice progress for you guys this week and showing that they may be able to make these kind of catches in the game?
That's all it was. Like this week in practice, we knew they played press coverage. So, all week we're just preaching, this is our last game. Let's just go throw it up and come down and make a play. And, Coach Wise called a great game, getting those guys in open space and things like that.
Mari Fiello.
Hey, Jordan, I know you were just talking with Chris about the changes and just the growth that you felt like the team has had this season. I was wondering if you could also just speak to, like, if you saw anything different today or if you felt anything different with the team today and just the fact that it didn't end the way that you all wanted it to. But obviously you guys were making great offensive strides and something just seemed to be clicking a little bit better today.
Yeah, of course, momentum into the offseason, that's a big thing. And, just, something that was a lot different was during the game, the energy on the sideline, we kept getting closer and closer. Obviously the last touchdown and made it a little bit different, but we had it to a 1-score game. And the energy on the sideline, the whole game was just, everybody was, encouraging each other. Nobody was really sitting down on the sidelines. Our last game, so we got to finish strong.
Tom Layberger.
Jordan, can you talk about the effort of Bryce Miller today? I know he had a big game for you.
Yeah, that's my roommate at the hotel. We were talking about that. At the hotel, I was like, let's get you 12 catches, 120. I know he had like 11 catches with 120. So that was something we talked about last night, actually. Bryce is a warrior. That's what he does. He's been doing it for 2 years now, and he's going to continue to do it.
Will Turner.
Jordan, what's the biggest takeaway that you could take away from this season as a player and just as a team?
When we do things right, it looks really well for us, especially on the offensive side of the ball. This is probably our best game that we played. O-line, everybody all across the board played great tonight, and it's just when we execute, our offense look really well. Obviously when we don't, it doesn't. So that's just the biggest thing, just continue to be successful every single game with the execution, and it'll turn out like that.
Mari Fiello.
Sorry, I had my hand raised.
Tom Layberger. Any other questions?
All right.
Okay. Thank you, guys. God bless.
Jordan.
Thanks, Jordan.
seated, so you can start with questions for Dwayne.
Chris Torello.
Dwayne, we've been asking Coach and your quarterback just this entire season, the whole feeling of this year, compared to when you guys walked off the field in Orlando last year. How do you feel going into this offseason? You know, yeah, it wasn't as many wins as last year, but do you feel like this team is growing? How do you feel the program is doing?
I feel like the program has grown a lot. With the losses that we had, I think those are really good lessons for us to build off of because our team is still young. And us coming back next year, I feel great about it. I think we're going to go hard in everything we do in the film room, in the weight room. We're going to take everything serious. We know when it's business and we know when it's time to play. So that's why I take an off season.
Will Turner.
Tonight, you had your first career interception as a Bull. I know it's probably been a long time coming for you, but just, you know, take me through the play. Take me through kind of your emotions afterwards, too.
Well, we was playing like cover 4, and the number 2 receiver, he went to the flat, and if he goes up, I was taking vertical. He went vertical. I saw him look for the ball, turn my head around, and I just made a play. It landed right there in my hands.
He's only been intercepted. Gabriel has only been intercepted. I think that was the 4th time this season. You know, you kind of take that away as a little extra icing on a cake, so to speak.
I mean, well, the goal of the defense is to get turnovers. So anytime we get turnovers, no matter who it is, who gives the ball up, it's great for us. It's great for the team too.
Nathan Bond.
But I know, you know, COVID's kind of caused some chaos, especially on the defensive side of the ball this year. How important was it for you guys to continue to fight and show there's going to be some progress here coming when you guys finally get some reinforcements back?
If you keep on fighting, you're going to get better. If you keep on going and pushing, you're going to get better. It's bound to happen. So we just have to keep our minds straight. Don't worry about the outside noise, what everybody's saying. Just focus on us and focus on getting better as football players and as men as well.
Any other questions? Will Turner.
What's the biggest thing that you've learned from Coach Spencer in your first year of having him as your position coach?
You got to be tough. Got to give great effort every play. No matter how you're feeling, you can be tired, you can be hurt. You got to just keep on pushing through, keep on fighting, give 110% every play. Just keep on going, just keep on fighting. The next play mentality, just keep on going.
Any other questions?
All right, thank y'all. God bless.
Thanks, Dwayne.
All right, guys, we're going to finish up with the senior who had 2 touchdown catches tonight. Montrez Dukes. Slide in here, Dukes. Take your face mask off. Okay. Thank you, buddy. Oh, you can't move.
Chris Torello.
Dukes, just the way the offense played tonight. I mean, I know you've had some frustrations this year, but just to see the offense go the way it was going, how satisfying is that for you and for your team? And maybe kind of talk about the outlook of the program going forward.
Okay. I'd probably say it was fun, you know, just to see, and it was, I don't really know, I can't really find the words to really describe what tonight was. Tonight was, even though we lost, like tonight was still like a magical night, you know. Just seeing not only myself, you know, driving the offense tonight, but just seeing Bryce, just seeing McLeod go for 400 yards. Like, to me, like, that's what gets me excited, you know, seeing Wayne get that pick, you know. That's just, like, that what excites me the most about this offense and just about this team in general. I honestly see this team win a conference next year. Of course, you know, first year coming in, you know, a lot of guys just have to buy in. And the coaches, you know, they're getting rid of guys, you know, that don't fit their system. So I think once Coach Sky gets the right guys in here, you know, keep building around that team and what we have now, what we have coming back next year, I think they're going to be unstoppable, man. Just getting McLeod the confidence that he needs, and then seeing, you know, the younger guys step up and, like, it wasn't just like one person touching the ball. It was everybody touching the ball, you know. Latrell almost had a touchdown, so it would have been 3 different receivers having a touchdown tonight. But I honestly see, I believe in them, and I see them, you know, taking over the conference in the next, you know, next year, and then, you know, just being a dominant force over the next few years.
Nathan Bond.
You know, with everyone being able to kind of come back next year, I know you're a senior. Have you kind of put any thought into, you know, coming back? I know today's a pretty sweet day. I don't want to, you know, ask an emotional question when you're coming off one of your best games ever, but feel like, you know, with this offense, maybe.
Yeah. It's thing about it is like that's been on my mind heavy. You know, even from the start of the season, even before that, honestly, I've just been thinking about, you know, like what are my plans, you know, for the next year or so, you know, coming back. And then as the time got closer to senior night, I talked to Coach Scott a lot. He, you know, he didn't pressure me into making a decision or anything like that. He was just telling me, hey, Trey, you know, anything that you want to do, you know, you can do it. He was just like, we believe in you, we support you. Same thing came from Coach Dye and the whole coaching staff. And, you know, I made the decision, you know, a few days ago that I think it's best that I go ahead and proceed forward and, you know, participate in senior night and, you know, letting those younger guys, you know, go ahead and blossom and take this thing, you know, on to the next level.
Would you look for maybe a grad transfer, or are you going to look to maybe the next
No, I'm declaring for the track. Yes,
okay, cool.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just talking and I forgot.
Yeah, no worries. I wanted to just make sure there.
Yes, sir. Today was my last game. I'm done.
Tom Layberger.
Trey, you went through a lot prior to this season. So how do you sum up this year for you, how it went for you?
Sum up the season. I'll probably just say a blessing. That's really, I know I sound like a broken record, you know, doing some of these interviews, but honestly, that's the only thing that I can really say. Just from not having a season, possibly, you know, not having a season in the beginning, and then, you know, okay, we're going to have, you know, 6 games, you know, we're going to have 8 games, and, you know, we're able to play, you know, 9 games. And, you know, you know, the season hasn't gone the way we wanted to, but it's okay. You know, I know God has a plan for these guys. It's a reason why Coach Scott is here. I believe in him. You know, even though I won't be here next year, I believe in him. I believe in his team. I'll probably just say to sum up this season is just really a blessing on and off the field.
Thank you.
Will Turner.
What were your emotions going through the day? I know it's senior day, and it's obviously a pretty emotional day. Weren't able to have your family on the field, but they were up watching. You know, just kind of what were your emotions during the day and just kind of playing today and getting the 2 touchdowns?
Honestly, I was kind of nervous. I'm usually never nervous before a game. I'm kind of calm. You know, I tend to, you know, calm my nerves down before a game. But this game, I was nervous, and I don't know why, but I think I was more nervous for, like, just walking on the field for senior night. Honestly, like you said, like, my family wasn't able to walk down, but just having my family there and just watching me, you know, perform pretty good tonight, like, that's all I ever really wanted. But I think I was pretty nervous just for the senior night walk and taking a picture and everything, because I guess I just felt like deep down inside, like, this is really my last game. And then once I was on the field, you know, everything else just went away. I was just on the field.
John Romano.
You sounded very confident before about what this program can do next year. What would you say to people who look at the record and doubt that that's a possibility?
Don't believe the record. That's, like I said, I'm a man of, you know, of little words. So the only thing I can really just say is don't believe that record. This team, as you can see tonight, we fought hard. You would have thought that we were playing for a conference championship tonight the way we played. You know, we were at some point we were down 2 scores. You know, going into halftime, and then just to see the way this team, you know, fought back and gave them a run for their money and put up almost 600 total yards. I think just because, you know, that we have a 1-8 record, that doesn't show, you know, what this team really is. Like I said, you know, they got some time. They have some time, you know, to, fix some, get some moving pieces going, really develop going into year 2, and watch. I honestly don't see them losing the game next year.
Any other questions?
Okay, thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys. God
Good luck.
bless.